forces are on full alert in East Ukraine's newly proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic. The region cut ties with Kyiv after a popular vote last Sunday, and activists are expecting a new wave of government crackdown. Tensions are highest in the city of Slavyansk, that's been besieged by troops for weeks. Reinstating control over the rest of the region isn't the only agenda driving Kyiv's ongoing offensive. Ganesh Chikan reports.
The east of Ukraine is full not only of people who don't want to be under the interim government's control, but also of natural resources. The cities which Kyiv is now striving to force into submission are sitting on large, untapped reserves of natural gas in the Dnieper-Donetsk basin. It's in this region that Royal Dutch Shell has signed a 50-year profit-sharing deal with the government of Ukraine to explore and drill for natural gas in shale rock formations, profits that Kyiv doesn't want to let escape.
I would say that the economic interest in this case is what's driving the coup regime in Kiev to launch military action against its own citizens, because they stand to make a profit from these contracts signed with the previous government.
U.S. energy giant Chevron signed a similar deal for $10 billion last year, but it is focusing on developing shale gas reserves in the west of Ukraine. But it's not just energy giants that have a stake in Ukraine's reserves. U.S. Vice President Joe Biden's son has just recently joined the board of directors of Ukraine's largest private gas producer, Burisma. The company holds licenses covering the Dnieper-Donetsk basin in the east. The younger Biden isn't the only American with political ties to have recently joined Burisma's board. Devon Archer, a former senior advisor to current Secretary of State John Kerry's 2004 presidential campaign and a college roommate of Kerry's stepson, signed on in April.
Well, there's certainly no better demonstration of altruism and humanitarianism and free market than criticizing a country for corruption, sponsoring a coup to overthrow the allegedly corrupt government, and then appointing sons and friends of American officials to be on boards of companies having interests in that country. Surely that's perfectly legal and above board.
Washington now props up the government in Kyiv any way it can, justifying its crackdown on the protests in the east of Ukraine, while most people there believe it's not their interests that Kyiv and its Western backers have at heart. In Washington,